All right, prepare for honors math 2-3 students. This next lesson's on determining the value of the determinant of a matrix. All right, so this is kind of like matrices day 2. So what is the determinant of a matrix? A determinant of a matrix is a special number that can be calculated from a square matrix. And this is actually used for many different things, right? One, it helps us find the inverse of a matrix. And two, it helps us actually solve 3x3 systems a little differently. Okay, so if you're given a matrix, right, notice how when we have a matrix, we use these kind of square brackets. And when you look at the matrix, the brackets are drawn like this. Whenever we talk about the determinant of a matrix, instead of putting those little horizontal lines, all we use are the straight lines. So anytime you see the straight lines, right, that's telling you it's the determinant of the matrix. Very important to notice, okay? So when we look at it, in order to find the determinant of a matrix, it has to be a square matrix, meaning the dimensions have to be 2x2, 3x3, 4x4, and so on. So when we're given matrix A here, that's a 2x2 matrix. Notice how we switch from, right, kind of these square brackets to these straight brackets. So the determinant of A, all we're basically going to do is cross multiply here and then subtract when we kind of cross multiply here. Okay, that's all you're going to do to find the determinant of a 2x2 matrix. So when we look at the first one, the determinant of this matrix, cross multiply this way first, right? Then subtract the cross product here. So you would do -2 times -5. So that would give you 4 minus +10, which is -6. So the determinant of this matrix would be -6. I know it's weird that the determinant is just a single numerical value, but that's all you're looking for. So the next one, I have a 2x2 matrix. So cross multiply this way first. So 5 times 5 minus the other way would be 1 times 2. It's going to give you 25 minus 2, which is 23. So one more example here. And the reason for the multiple examples is more for a sign, to kind of go through each sign. So 4 times -5 minus -2 times 5. So multiply one way, multiply the other. That would give us -20 minus, it's going to give you -10. But you have to understand when I subtract the negative, that becomes a positive. So -20 plus 10 would give you -10. So that's how we find the determinant of a matrix, a 2x2 matrix. Now, a 3x3 matrix is a little different. And it's basically looking at how we are doing this. Okay, so basically you're going to take the first term. And then when you look at the first term, you're going to use scalar multiplication and multiply it by, right? If you cross that out, that the determinant of that matrix there. Okay, remember, these lines tell you you're finding the determinant of it. Okay, so notice. Now the second one, you're going to multiply A2. So you're going to go minus A2 times the determinant of, if you look here, we're using these rows. Then you're going to add A3 times the determinant of this matrix. Okay, so let's kind of use this example and follow. So when we look at this example, right? So remember, we are going to take this first term and multiply it by the determinant of this matrix. So it's going to be 4 times the determinant of 5, 0, negative 3, negative 1. Then we're going to subtract, right? Now we're going to go and we're going to talk about, I'm going to erase this so we can see where it comes from. So now I'm going to go with this element times this, the determinant of this matrix. So we're going to go minus 3 times the determinant of negative 2, 6, negative 3, negative 1. Then we're going to add, so we're going to go plus, right, A3, which is 1 times this matrix, the determinant of this matrix here. So it's going to be plus 1 times the determinant of negative 2, 6, 5, 0. So real quick here, I'm above each of these. I'm just going to evaluate the determinant. So this is going to be 5 times negative 1. Okay, minus negative 3 times 0. So now this becomes 4 times negative 5 minus 0 is negative 5. Minus 3, the determinant here would be negative 2 times negative 1 minus negative 3 times 6. So that's 2 minus negative 18, which would give me 2 plus 18, which would be 20. Then plus 1 times the determinant of this would be negative 2 times 0 minus 6 times 5. So 0 minus 30 is negative 30, so it would be 1 times negative 30. So this would be minus 30. So negative 20 minus 60 minus 30 would be negative 110. Okay, let's take a look at another example here real quick. So first, again, we're going to start with this first element times the determinant of this matrix. So 3 times the determinant of 5, 3, 4, 2. And remember, it's always minus, right? I'm going to go this element times this matrix, or the determinant of that matrix. So 0 times 2, 0, 4, 2. Then remember, it's always plus the last element, right? So it would be this element times this matrix. So we would get negative 1 times the determinant of 2, 0, 5, 3. Now, there's something that works out really nice here, and we'll talk about it in just a minute. But the determinant of this, 5 times 2 is 10, minus 4 times 3 is 12. So this gives you, that's going to be negative 2. So 3 times negative 2 minus. No matter what the determinant of this is, 0 times this will just be 0. Plus negative 1 times the determinant of this. So we're going to do 2 times 3 is 6. 5 times 0 is 0. 6 minus 0 is 6. So it's plus negative 1 times 6. So the determinant of this would be negative 6 minus 0 minus 6, which would be negative 12. Okay. So again, once you know how to do all of these, the rest are the same. All right, let's take a look at the last one here. So if we take this first element multiply it by the determinant of this. So that's 2 times the determinant of -3, -6, 5, 9. Remember, then it's always minus, right? It's going to be this element times, right? So it's going to be -1 times the determinant of 3, 1, 5, 9. Then it's always switches to addition. Then it's going to be -4 times the determinant of this matrix here, which is 3, 1, -3, -6. So right away, if I calculate the determinant of each of these, that's going to be -27 minus -30, which becomes -27 plus 30, which is going to be 3. So we have 2 times 3 minus here 27 minus 5 will give you 22. So it's -1 times 22 plus, right, that's going to be -4 times the determinant here would be -18 minus -3, -18 plus 3, which is -15. So -4 times -15, this gives you a determinant of 2 times 3 is 6 minus 22 plus 60, right? And if you go to your handy dandy calculator, 6 minus 22 plus 60 would give you a determinant of 44. It's really important to know how to do this in order to accomplish the next lesson, so please make sure you understand how to do this.